Recorded live from Stockton, California, this is Jammin' with the Best.
As if you weren't tired of us already, back again with DC.
Yep.
I'm Aaron.
Day late.
Day late. Yeah, it's Thursday, not Wednesday, but that's all right.
Dollar short.
Ooh.
That's okay too, though.
That is okay. Dollars are just dollars.
Yeah, I had to go mow the course yesterday.
Yeah.
We got a tournament this weekend. Got to put in that volunteer work. I wanted to give myself an extra day rest. They're going to go out there and they're going to do a big mow on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to be that sore.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be more sore now. My dumb ass fell. It's slick, little uphill. There's this little ravine that's 6 feet across or something.
Mm-hmm.
Little 45-degree incline. Slipped a couple times when I was going, but saved myself. Pure athlete. Everybody knows it. Nobody talks about it. And then the last time just fell and all of my weight right onto the handlebar, just pure rib on bar action. Got a little soreness today.
Danny was a little quiet this morning. I wasn't sure why.
Ooh, yeah.
And then he's like, "Yep, I fell yesterday." And I was like, "Damn."
Yeah. Feeling pretty butch. No, I'm Walter. I feel pretty Walter. That's what
you're
it
Walter.
is.
I'm Butch.
It's our old man names.
Yeah. A couple of things happened today. Nicola Castro. I guess only one thing happened today. Nicola Castro, his contract, I think it's official now.
Mm-hmm.
Signed with Gateway and Clash Discs.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of Clash Discs up until a week or two ago when there was rumors about him signing with them.
Great exposure for them.
Yeah, great exposure. Apparently, they're from a region in Finland that's known for plastic making.
Okay.
They have 6 molds, and it's a 6-figure deal.
That's sick. I'm curious, how long have they been making discs? Because they're not in the U.S. yet, right?
Not in the U.S. yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious how long they've been distributed over there. I would assume Nico's been able to get his hands on it and like this well enough.
Or if he just throws one once a tournament just to make 500. I don't know how many. I guess $100,000 it could be.
Yeah,
it could
minimum,
be 4 years, 100,000 though too.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. I doubt that's what it is. But.
Yeah, I'd be shocked, but that's cool. Good for him. Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be excited to see what those discs are all about. I mean, hype matters. Player sponsorships matter. I think of an EV7 and bringing on Drew. I'm sure they would have done fine, without anybody. But I think having Drew on their team gives them a certain level of exposure and legitimacy.
Yep.
And now,
100%.
Matt Bell, and I think they've got a few other people throwing their putters too. Did they do a Cole Redolin thing? I know he's with Infinite.
In all honesty, I started assuming everyone that signed with Infinite also signed with EV7 for some reason.
Sure. I don't think
it's not true, but
I don't think Eric Oakley's doing any EV7 that I've seen yet.
But Eric Oakley signed with Thought Space. Is that right?
I believe so. Matt Bell as well.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on the Oakley one. I know Oakley's doing a Berg.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, and it's the B, and then it has his EO for Eric Oakley, and then RG, so it's like the Bjorgs.
The Bjorgs?
Yeah.
That's dope.
So I think we've got some of those coming in.
Yeah. Clash Discs' newest 2 molds are the mint and the popcorn.
That is wild.
And I don't know anything about either mold. I just read the article that was, I think Dana Vici actually posted it on Twitter.
Nice.
That's how I found out about it. So, shout out Dana.
Yeah, Dana's awesome.
Super great.
Well, then another little bit of news was Adam Hammis and Ideo Sports, shoes.
Yep. So that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And so they had Sexton, right? And I think this is maybe their second signing.
I don't think Sexton was technically officially signed. It was what I got when I talked to him. Mm-hmm. He just has a shoe line, like a shoe.
Yeah. Which
to me seems like he signed. I don't know.
Yeah, right. I don't know how that works either.
I don't either.
Definitely have a shoe
partnership.
Of his.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He has his own shoe. It's the red and blue with gum sole.
Yeah. Sexy gum.
Yep. I'm excited for those shoes to come out.
Same. What's the timeline now?
I was looking, and they're sorted in the final kind of stages. They got all the... There's some weird thing. I don't want to get it wrong. But I think they get all the really small and the really big sizes first.
Okay.
And then they build all the other sizes off of those.
Interesting.
And so I think that's like the last step I saw they were doing
Mm-hmm.
was they got those sizes figured out.
Nice.
And now they're going to build all the other sizes off of that.
Just bookend it, huh?
That's what when I was reading, because they sent out an email that every step they do.
Yeah, Kickstarter update.
Mm-hmm. And so they were, it was on there, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's a weird way to do it. And at least in my head, I'm sure there's a valid explanation.
No doubt.
But
yeah, that's cool. Good for, again, good for both parties.
Yep. Hamas is making a name for himself this year, I think. Or last year he did, for sure.
He absolutely did, yeah.
But I think this year he might.
Dude, he's so good. Like, you look backhand, forehand, and putt is kind of like, I don't know, the big three as far as I think of them,
Mm-hmm.
What you really, really need to compete on tour. And you could do, with just two of the three and be fine
You just got to be
elite.
elite at one of them.
Mm-hmm. But he's like, I don't know what would be his weakest of those three. Like maybe backhand, but
I think it's probably backhand.
Because his forehand is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And his putt is something
money.
I trust.
Yep.
So, I don't know. He's got great game. Super young.
Speaking of Hamas, we did not draft him in our skip ace.
Ooh.
Heiser.
Was he available?
No.
Yeah, I would imagine not. Because we were
think he
picking
was-
at 8.
He might have been taken right before me.
Okay. Yeah. What was the first 7? Do you have it?
Let's see if I remember off the top of my head. It went Rick, and our league had a weird beginning. It actually went Rick, Eagle, Heimberg, Paul.
Interesting. I feel like a lot of those leagues are probably going to go Paul and Rick 1 and 2.
Rick should go
either
1
order.
for purely because he's playing more tournaments on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing all the Pro Tour events. Like KJ's playing all the Pro Tour events.
What about Calvin?
Calvin also playing all of them.
Mm-hmm. Paul, what is he taking off?
I don't know. It's like 3 or 4. Eagle
Okay.
also. Eagle, him, Dickerson. We're all like right around like within one tournament of each other.
Eagle doesn't usually play like Ledgestone.
No, and he's not playing.
Trying to think what else.
I don't remember. I remember looking it up though. I wrote them all down.
He does take breaks and like kind of always has.
Yep. I think it's a smart thing to do.
Sure.
I don't know. It's hard to do in most sports, but in individual sports like disc golf, tennis.
Yeah, it's obviously much easier to do an individual,
Mm-hmm.
or you could go the Kawhi Leonard approach and do it in the team format too. And it's much easier to do in an 82 game season than a 17 in NFL. But okay, and so it was that was the top 4, and then you're looking at like Hamas, Kyle Klein.
Yeah, Kyle Klein went 5th. James Conrad went 6th, and everyone thought it was a little bit of a reach.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
He went in the 3rd round in the other league.
wow,
Yeah.
that's wild. Yeah, so there's 2. Go ahead and explain the league.
Yeah, so I don't know why we went 2 leagues. I'm not the commissioner. I just am part of it. It's the Studs of Twitter Fantasy Disc Golf League. So it's all like the Matt Winter started it. So shout out Matty Ice.
Nice.
He wanted to just do a Skip Ace league, which Skip Ace is JVD of Smashbox and DGPT fame. It's his website. He developed it all. It's pretty cool. Or in its early stages, but it looks to be it's well on its way, and he's open to critique, I guess is what you would say. Feedback. He started it, but it's 16 teams, and we split it into 2 divisions, more or less.
Yeah, but
in
like
separate leagues.
You're each drafting from the whole pool.
Yep, from the whole pool. So, and it's based on East and West, but it's actually not based on geographical East and West.
Yeah.
So we're on one side. There's a bunch of other people on the other. We're with like Anheuser Disc Golf,
Nice.
Hitting the Line podcast. Josh Winnes, who does the podcast with Jordan Castro. What's their? I don't remember their podcast name.
I'm terrible with that.
Yeah, me too. I want to say it's like the flight of. It's a flight of something of flight.
Dope.
Yep. Sorry about that, Josh.
We'll put that in post.
Yeah, we'll put it in the. Stanley will put it in the underneath. Show you what it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we drafted. We got the 8th pick out of 8. So we went. Somehow, Chris Dickerson fell to us.
Yeah, and so I mean, how it tells you how many events they're all playing.
No, I went in and counted myself.
Okay, and so how many is Dickerson playing? Because
I think
obviously
he's missing
that's
4.
part of why he fell out. 4 out of how many? Like 15, 16?
Yeah. It's all the Pro Tour events,
not Silver Series,
the Elite Series events, and then all the majors.
Yeah.
And like everyone's going over to Europe. Oh, Paul's going to Europe. That's part of the reason why he's missing a bunch.
Okay. There's like a bigger tour available, I suppose, in Europe.
Yeah. I mean, you got the PCS Sula Open, which is a Pro Tour event, Silver Series, and then there's, I don't even know, some I've never heard of, but big tournaments, I'm guessing. So I took Dickerson, and then I took Kevin Jones.
Got to snag our boy.
Yep, had to. He's playing all the events too.
And so who else, I guess, who went like the 3 or 4 picks after that, kind of who you were deciding between?
I had it pretty much down to those two.
Yeah.
But there was like, who else was right there? Like Nico sort of popped up in that conversation because he's there a lot. I think he went a few picks after.
Yeah.
Earlier, James Conrad was. I had actually written James Conrad there as a possibility.
Yeah.
Hammis also.
For sure.
But after those guys, it was kind of like, I knew I was going to get one of those, so I didn't really go too much past it because I had a long ways to go. Like Simon went shortly after.
Yeah.
Sexton was a name right there. Like right.
How many? What's his tour plan? Has he released it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them.
Good.
It's not all of them, but it's a lot of them.
Good. Miss Nate.
It seems more than last year. Let's say that. So, yeah, Sexton was there, and then like for me, I started looking at some of the Europeans that might only be here for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can pick someone up that's pretty good. There's going to be an up and comer nobody knows about, nobody talks about. That's going to be good. It's not going to be on the radar.
Sleeper pick.
Yep. So you can find some later or on the free agency wire.
And no FPO.
No FPO yet. Has something to do with the field sizes.
Okay.
And having enough people for the field sizes.
Yeah, because you go 6 rounds deep with 8 players, so you needed 48.
Yep. And you could do it, but
I mean, they do it for their weekly. I was gonna say daily, but they do it like for the skip ace, right? For the weekly. I've never really played it.
I haven't either played the weekly, but
I think it's like 4 MPO, 2 FPO. I could be way off, but
yeah, not sure. But
so that'll be in next year, is the rumor.
Hopefully that's what he's aiming for.
Sweet. Yeah, and so rounding into the 3rd pick,
I think I went Ezra.
Yeah, it was from the screenshot you sent me. I think it was Linus and Ezra right there.
Yeah, Linus and Ezra right there.
Or Linus. The only guy I knew that was from there pronounced it Linus.
I asked
Linus, maybe.
I said Linus. No, I said Linus. Like what's his face from Snoopy?
Yeah.
I said Linus, and then JVD corrected me and said it's Linus.
Linus.
So Linus.
Yeah, I remember saying Linus in the Hoos.
The highest rated European that's coming over in this early.
Yeah, he's like 1037?
Something like that, yeah. Last year he played 8 events, all A tiers or X tiers, and he won 6 of them.
Nice.
So he's been playing for a long time. In 2018, he played the Estonia Open when I think Rick won that. And he's like finished 9th, was on the card with Rick, ace twice in front of Rick. So not shy of the big moment.
Yeah, apparently not. That's cool. I can't wait to see. So how many Europeans are coming over for MPO and then FPO?
A bunch of FPO. The FPO is stacked.
Yes, it is.
And the MPO is pretty stacked too. The Ulti World did an article, the European Reopened is what they called it.
Nice.
And they listed they gave a profile about each, like Tatar, Henna,
yep,
Evelina, Like. There's another one too. I'm forgetting it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. The girl that threw that throw in, the kind of famous throw in.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a full flight, like S turn. Throw in for, I think it was an eagle.
Okay.
She's coming over, and then it's like Seppo.
Yep.
Albert Tam, who's one of the lower rated Europeans coming over.
Interesting. He's down to like 10-18 or something?
Yeah, right in the 17-18 range.
Did he get drafted?
I don't know.
I would feel like he's worth a pick. His game, again, is like Kind of like Hamas. Hamas has, proved himself more at this point, but forehand, backhand, putt. I like all three, at least in the one event that was like his breakout event a couple years ago.
Nicholas Antila is also.
Yeah, Silver Lat.
Silver Lat, yeah. Over. Yeah, so there's a stable of. Is that weird to say? Stable?
Yeah, I don't know. We go with it.
It's a baseball pitching term, like a stable of pitchers.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a bunch of people coming over from Europe that should ball out. Gaggle.
School. There's some weird ones in there.
There are some. We were on that for a while. Remember that?
Yeah. Dang. What is it? I think it's a blessing of narwhals.
Yeah. Blessing of narwhals.
So dope. I don't know who comes up with that, but like, I want to be at that party.
A murder of crows.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on? People just throwing out random words and just associating it with animals.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm here for it.
What's a gang of humans called? A gang?
Could be. Could be. I think there's
gathering of the juggalos.
I think it's pretty universal there. That's exciting, man. I can't wait to watch all of it. And it's basically starting this weekend.
All-star event.
Yeah, this is the unofficial, I suppose, or the official start of the season. And then it's 2 weeks until Vegas, I think.
Oh, maybe?
Stanley should know. Next weekend? He's leaving. Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So.
Yeah, the start of the season. One of the things I've been thinking about, I'll ask you, who are you most excited to see throwing new plastic? Someone that changed.
Rick.
Yeah. I mean, the argument against that is that he already has.
I know. I didn't want to see that, Rick. I want to see Rick putt with daggers again, more than anything. Because his putt was the filthiest thing in disc golf history when it was on.
Dude, that is 100% Raptor legs.
Yeah. Was it 2018 season?
I mean, 16, 17 were his titles.
Was it? Yeah, so good. Like 17 season then was just nasty putts after nasty putt.
I think it might have even been like 16 leading up to Worlds. Like Masters Cup was the birth of it. And so that's like May. And then I think it was summer, like July, August, that the Worlds was out in DDO, Emporia.
He throws like a hyzer flip nose down putt, and it's ridiculous.
And hard.
Hard as hell. And then he spins it sometimes too, which is also great.
Yep, good at both.
Yeah. Is he going to have he had a, what's it called back in the day? A Swan.
Okay, I don't remember that.
For like like long putts.
Yeah.
I remember him, it was coming in and out of his bag a little bit. Rick and Paul were the two dudes still for most everyone are.
Yeah.
When I came into the sport, though, I was like, I'm building my bag off of these two guys because it's easy to relate.
Sure, yeah. Destroyers, harps.
Yep, destroyers, harps. I went different with putting. I went wizards, but like the harp and Rick that's the reason why I throw the harp. So
yeah, dude, he made the harp look so good. I think it was like the Aussie Open is kind of when I picture watching him just kind of threading the harp on forehands where it's just dialed. It's going so straight. Landing so predictably, and just he gets it on such distance too. Like he's stepping up to a wide open 300-foot hole. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna forehand a pig or a harp."
Yep.
Jeez, it's just dumb. It's dumb.
It's dumb. I love it.
Yeah.
I bet you he could like throw a harp. If he played a harp only round, he'd be forehand harps like 370.
Yeah, I bet if he really needed to unleash and then backhand too.
Yeah.
You don't see him throw it a ton backhand, but
I don't really throw the harp a ton backhand either.
I do it for approaches a lot. Just a little like fan grip. Started on a hyzer and super predictable.
If it's windy at all, I'm going I'll go harp. But
I'll putt with it if it gets windy.
Yeah, it's a great like windy putter. That has to be massive winds for me to switch to a harp though.
Yeah, that's fair. I putt fierces, so they're prone to understability. So if there's even like 7 mile an hour winds, I might switch it up. I'm excited to see, I think, two people, and it kind of centers around DGA, and I'm excited to see Kat throw DGA discs and her new prototype, which we got in because Crash is on the team. Feels really nice. The closest thing I could think of was like a Leopard 3 or a Maverick. Feels good though. I like it. Haven't thrown it yet. Haven't seen video. I know it's out there. Haven't seen video of her throwing
Cat
it, but
video looked pretty Leopard 3-ish.
yeah, makes sense.
A lot of hyzer, flip up to flat, ride straight for a long time, baby fade.
Yeah, I mean that's what we know her for throwing. F5, F7. Look at that shot at Worlds. Obviously a forced big Annie, but she likes those understable fairways, and it's easy to see why.
She throws a disc on a lot of hyzer.
Yeah, I'm about that life too. So I'm in. And then the other one also throws disc on a lot of hyzers, Matt Bell.
Yep.
I'm curious to see exactly what he's going to be bagging, but leaving DGA and going Thought Space and EV7.
That's huge for Thought Space in my eyes.
Yeah.
Matt's good.
And we love Aaron Wilmot at Thought Space. Talked to him a ton. We actually just got in.
He made this, well, not him, but they made this design. So
yeah, he told me that today. He's like, dude, I love how much you guys are using that stamp.
Yeah, it's
dope. How much you're using that design. So we use it a ton. It's one of our staple 3 designs basically at this point.
It's the old school OTP. It's
and
this and the yin yang.
Sugar Skull yin yang, yeah.
And we're starting to use that the Kyle design Altamont a little bit more on some things. Got it on shirts, got some patches with it. So
yeah, it's a clean one. Yeah, so the Animus we just got in, sort of Wraithish, a little bit more overstable, a little bit slower.
Yep.
Not by much though. Really nice feeling disc. This is basically I think the second run of them. And they made a decent amount from what I understand. People were liking these. I think I sold one on their collector page 3 weeks ago. Didn't even know how crazy the secondary market was for that mold. They're going $50 each. I sold it I think at 32. Apparently that was way too low. It was one of ours, one of that one on the wall. And I was like, that's probably $100 disc. Well, congrats, bud.
Yeah, the Bananamus, man.
Yeah.
We're taking credit for the name.
At least partial. I did ask Aaron. He's like, nah, people have been, saying it.
I mean, we had to have talked about it on our podcast.
Yeah, right. I have a message to him early on where I told him we were calling it the Bananamus.
I wonder if we called it that on video, on Instagram or anything. So we definitely tested it out and threw it.
Possible, man. We've got some receipts for sure.
It's too many of them, though. It might have been one of the time we were trying to keep. No, it was after that. Never mind. I was gonna say we were trying to keep it at 420 posts.
Oh yeah, we did.
We kept deleting a bunch of posts, but
yeah. So what else did we get in recently? We got the Animus in I think 5 different plastics. Those will release next week.
The Mobius.
Yep, the Mobius new EV7 putter.
It's a beadless dagger. Is the closest thing I could find to it. It's definitely not as deep as a dagger.
Yeah, understable, but definitely deep.
Yeah, definitely deep, and it has the literally just cut the bead off of a dagger, and it's basically what the mold is.
Yeah, a little rounder, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but
it is
a touch
close.
more domey.
Yeah, on some plastics. I think on one of the plastics it was really flat.
Nice.
But yeah, so I think those also release next week. The Goat from Mint we just got in. Des Redding signature.
Yeah.
Feels like a 12.5, 13 speed.
Yeah, I think the numbers are 13.5, -13. So
those did well.
Some of them had bottom stamps that said, all of ours said greatest of all time. Some of them said get out and throw.
Yeah. Just playing off the GOAT acronym.
Yep.
Which is cool. I think, that's almost like the MVP unicorn thing where you just hit 3 to 5% of your discs with something a little different just for fun.
Yep. I think it's cool.
Yeah. Again, manufactured rarity.
Yeah, but you're not making money off of that though.
No, I think it just helps
Sell?
A secondary community thrive. Yeah, it might help sales too. But yeah, you're not marking it up as, Mint didn't mark them up to us and we didn't mark them up, going to the consumer, but
yeah.
Innovateam Champion.
Oh yeah,
stuff
that whole
dropped.
series.
It was 10, 12?
It felt like more, but
yeah.
I feel like I had to make a ton of pages. A bunch of them were the same though. A couple 2 Roadrunners.
Yeah. I was thinking 2 Sidewinders, but it might be 2 Roadrunners.
2 Roadrunners, 2 Mako 3s.
Yep. Yeah, Splatter Star. I think Deanne Carey, and then a Glow Champ, Holly Finley.
Yeah, dope stamp on that one. Alien with a peace sign.
Yeah, that's
I really like that one.
You got the James Proctor Metal Flake Max.
Yeah, the JB Max taking on the old school stamp.
Mm-hmm. Not as beefy from what I heard.
Yeah, Metal Flake Maxes are what everyone knows as Eagle.
And just a complete meat hook.
Yeah, the beefiest disc ever is what he says.
Yeah, and this had a little bit more dome to it, and we haven't thrown one, but I heard they're not quite as beefy.
I've also never thrown a regular Metal Flake Max.
I don't think I have either.
I bag a Max.
I had a glow one for a little bit that had like a pop-top dome, which isn't something I generally like, and that thing was insanely overstable.
I have one of those blue F2 like blizzard in the rims, but max weight.
Yeah.
And that thing's pretty beef.
Yeah, it's not an understable mold. I don't think this Metal Flake one that's got Proctor's name on it is understable by any means.
No, I don't even, I'm sure it's throw it on Annie, it'll flex out.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting molds.
Some Glow Star, which is cool.
Yep. The first Glow Star was the Philo Destroyer.
I believe so. I think 2 or 3 years ago now.
Was that? I feel like it might have been even longer than that ago.
Dude, it might be. Time is weird.
I feel it was at the old shop, so.
Yeah, that was 2018. So yeah 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Time flies. He had some nice swirly star runs too.
Yeah.
And he usually does the 167, 169 weight range.
Yep. A lot of people, the weight of discs is an interesting one.
Sure.
A lot of people complain about not being able to get lightweight discs.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand both sides like 100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to have variety. I think we talked about it last time that not all companies produce like a great range of weights. And I don't know if it's just tough to do or if it's like, obviously there's been a supply crunch. And so you just focus on, the heavy hitting SKUs. And that's traditionally heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not sure, but
I mean,
it's good to have a variety.
More people throw max weight disc than not.
Yes.
So
especially when you're less than max speed.
Yeah.
Like 9 speed and below, it's pretty much all heavy. There's certainly going to be, 10% or so that want to throw light on everything. And again, it's good to have that variety because if you don't make light everything, then you're losing that 10% of customers.
Mm-hmm. You think it's 10%?
Yeah, I think it probably is.
I've never even really thought about that actually.
Neither have I, and 10% was kind of a shot in the dark. But as far as like, if you go, going from putters, it's probably like 5% or less that throw like sub 170. Go up to mids, and it's probably in the 5 to 10% range, and then fairways, I think you're dipping down a little bit.
Yeah,
or you're going up a little bit more, to like 10-15%.
I mean, there's plenty of people that want to throw light discs that don't throw anything above 9 or 10 speeds. So
also true.
It makes sense. I'm personally a fan of mostly max weight.
Mm-hmm. I'm fine with anything like 171 and above for most of my discs. And then I have no problem going like high 160s for distance drivers. I don't usually. I think everything in my bag right now is probably max weight or really close. But I've never shied away from like a high 160s Destroyer DD3 type.
Nope. The only issue I have with lighter discs truly is two, I guess. Is my timing can be a little bit thrown off.
Yeah.
Depending on how light it is.
I noticed that a lot with like 150.
Yeah.
My
I think
arm is definitely over there already.
Yep. And then the other thing is we live in a windy place a little bit.
100%.
And lighter discs can be just as stable as heavy discs.
Yeah.
But lighter discs get pushed around a lot more by wind. So if you throw something on a little bit of hyzer with a right-left crosswind as righty, that thing's going to go
it's gone
way further than it would with a max weight disc.
Way further left.
Yeah, way further left, out of the wrong way.
Yeah, you show the belly to the wind and it's gone.
Yeah.
Every time.
And light discs are going to accentuate that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then the opposite, if you're throwing backhand, right hand hyzer and there's a left to right wind, it's getting beaten down like immediately.
Immediately. So.
And yeah, I would imagine still more so with a lighter one, just less ability to kind of penetrate through.
Mm-hmm. Just basic physics. Makes sense. It's one of Newton's laws. I'm not sure which. Probably multiples of them.
It's only got 3, right?
Yep.
It's
Object in
Come on,
motion, stage
Newton.
in motion.
Get some more fucking laws, huh? Jesus. What have you been doing?
No clue. Speaking of laws of physics,
Just making figs. Go ahead.
we're going to start like training ourselves so we can train you.
Yeah. Not me.
No, it's going to be mostly like me and Sammy.
Mm-hmm. Probably some Jer.
Oh, yeah. Me, Sammy, Jer, when Jer stops being a dad.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully that never happens.
Not when he stops being a dad, but when he comes back to work.
Yeah.
A little more frequently. We'll be doing some training videos. We're getting a net put up.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun process, actually. Cleaning a net and dyeing it.
It looked like fun, man.
It wasn't really that fun. It was just kind of like soak it in water, mix it with some soap, mush it around.
Yeah, so it's an old baseball net?
Yeah, it's been in my backyard for like at least 10 years.
You think it's going to break?
No, actually.
Yeah.
Me, when we were all messing around out there, we were pulling it apart, seeing how good it is, and it's in great condition still.
Nice.
Like, surprisingly. Then we dyed it black again to make it look a little bit better. And
yeah,
it's behind your car right now. It looks pretty snazzy.
And then maybe put a little glow on there.
Yeah, we have Mark's idea is to put the OTB logo on it and some glow paint. So it'll look cool at night.
That'd be neat.
Yeah, just little
some glow discs into it.
Throw some glow discs into it. We might be getting a radar gun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shout out Pocket Radar. We are going to be offering them on our website soon.
Yeah,
also,
they're not cheap, man.
They aren't. $2.99 for the basic one, $3.99 for the one that functions with an app.
Yeah, and that's hundreds of dollars, not $2.99.
Yes, $299 and $399. But it's kind of a one-time purchase.
Sure. It's like a Bushnell in that sense, you know, but it's also 100% a training tool, which Bushnell can be, but it's also, you know, you're using it in your rounds. Useful though.
Yeah, Ezra's using it.
That's right.
So
yeah, he's on their website.
Yeah, Ezra's on their website. He also has a video on his thing about using it. So I think it's a good way. The more data you can have about what you're doing. I mean, I think it's mostly a distance tool.
Sure.
Like almost purely a distance tool just to learn.
Yeah, maybe not like max distance, but like also, I mean, you'd have to go to the field to do this, but like, okay, if I want to throw this, you know, Firebird 300 feet, it's like I've got to be at, 48 miles an hour.
Yep.
And then really going back and training yourself how hard is, 48 miles an hour. So yeah, definitely a distance tool, but not pure like max distance.
No. I think it'll be easy to show people how to gain max distance throwing into a net.
Yeah.
So I think part of the thing about distance is learning how to throw hard as you can, like, and not caring about where it goes because you're training your arm to go faster.
Yeah.
And then when you do that a bunch of times over and over and over and over again, you go to throw a baby up shot and your arm just naturally moves faster. Just because you've been doing it over.
Now I'm 40 feet long.
And now you're 40 feet long.
I got no one but Aaron to blame.
You got to dial that shit in. Who doesn't want to throw further? Just throw a slower disc.
Yeah.
I'm telling Kyle. I told Kyle he's going to throw 570 feet when we're done with him.
Yeah.
He said, I don't think that's possible. Well, like, aim for 570. You might end up at 470 and be stoked.
It's definitely possible.
100%.
Highly unlikely.
Yeah, but if he aims for that, he might finish at 470, 500, and be stoked as hell.
Kyle's got power.
I've seen Kyle bomb before, so it's been a few years.
I've seen him bombing some shots recently.
I haven't played with him much recently.
So. You haven't played, bro?
That's true. I'm playing this weekend, though.
Yeah. I'm going to try, man.
He's hurting right now.
Yeah, I was fully planning on it, and I think I still will because I ain't no bitch, but it hurts a lot, and I want my mommy, but like I'm definitely going to play.
If you're watching him, like he might be wincing this whole episode every time he goes to talk or drink a beer.
It's not that bad. Like I do feel it when I breathe in and breathe out, and like turning over during the night is like, decently painful. But I have a feeling I'm not gonna do any damage by playing. It's just a pain tolerance thing. Yeah. So we'll see.
We got a bunch of double IPAs you got to drink. That's all.
I'm good at that.
Shout out Crash.
Yeah. So Morgan Territory's bringing beers for the tournament and asked Crash what do you want, and he says it's doubles tournament. So we have 2 different double IPAs.
I'm guessing one's Hot Tonic.
Yeah, I think so. And then I think one's like a juicy something new. I didn't recognize the name.
Yeah. Nice. They got great beer.
They do.
I am drinking Mad Badger.
Same.
So
yeah. solid pale. That's their flagship pale?
No, their flagship is
that's No Regrets.
No Regrets. This is their, I don't know. I think No Regrets is more West Coast style.
Yeah.
This is a little maltier, but
it's solid.
I like it.
Yeah, I haven't had a bad beer from them, I don't think. Maybe not all our style, but I don't think I've had one and like just straight up disliked it.
All right, so we have talked a little bit of shit about Jake's Stout on this podcast and not on this podcast.
Yeah.
And we need to say that Phil, our IT guy, now works in the shop every day.
Yep.
And he's one of the biggest stout connoisseurs I've ever met. It's like him and Wayne and the Craft Beer Disc Golf Club guys.
Yeah, Lee Beecher.
They love stouts, big heavy stouts.
Yep.
He tries this and said it's one of his favorite stouts.
Yeah, he says he likes it more every time he drinks it.
Yeah, he says it's very true to its name. It's an Almond Joy stout. It tastes like an Almond Joy. And it's supposed to be on nitro and it's not. So, and he really loves it,
which is great.
Yeah, because we don't gotta drink it no more.
Yeah, give that man a raise. That's going to be a question. It's like, oh, you're trying to interview here. Do you like stouts? Like every once in a while we have a stout we just can't get rid of. And I love stouts, but it's
like, do you like stouts or do you like, what's a couple other beers we get that last? Milkshake IPAs?
Yeah.
Or we don't order very much.
The porter, which is similar enough to a stout, I suppose. Some beer heads will yell at me for that, but it's dark, heavy beer.
Yeah.
Random like Bocks or Pilsners or lagers will kind of sit there.
That's what I'm having next, actually.
The dark lager.
The dark lager is so good.
It is good. I had a nibble on that, I don't know, at some point last week. We blew the IPA pretty quickly.
Yeah. You got to order more beer soon.
That three was getting hit
hammered.
Hard.
It's a
got
great
two
West
stouts
Coast.
On the far left. Then we had that one, then the dark lager, then the pale, then a sour.
The sour though is we need more CO2.
Okay.
I also got to fix the I don't know what it's called. Something on it's leaking, so we got to fix that.
Regulator?
Yeah, it's a tube. I don't know what the thing that holds the tube on is called.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that metal piece is called.
Like an O-ring or hose clamp?
Hose clamp? Yeah, that's probably what all it's called is a hose clamp.
Clamp
You're
those
smart,
hose.
dude.
Yeah. I got lucky.
Freaking smart.
Got lucky.
I think it's time for some jazz music real quick.
Yeah, actually, I'm ready to roll. Unless you got something else.
Nope. We're good.
Sweet. Love you guys.
Bye, guys.